The Book of Esther, found in the Old Testament, is a captivating narrative set in the Persian Empire during the reign of King Ahasuerus, commonly identified as Xerxes I, who ruled from 486 to 465 BC. The story unfolds in the capital city of Susa and details a series of dramatic events that lead to the establishment of the Jewish holiday of Purim. The Book of Esther, unique in the Bible for several reasons, tells a dramatic story of courage, faith, and cunning set in the Persian Empire. It is one of only 2 books in the Bible named after women, the other being Ruth, and notably it does not explicitly mention God. Yet its themes of deliverance and faith continue to inspire. The story begins in the vast Persian Empire under King Ahasuerus, also known as Xerxes I. The king held a lavish feast and, in his merriment, summoned Queen Vashti to display her beauty before his guests. Vashti refused, a decision that led to her being deposed, as the king's advisors feared her disobedience would inspire other women to defy their husbands, according to Esther 1 verses 10 to 22. King Ahasuerus held a lavish 180-day feast, displaying the wealth and glory of his kingdom. At the end of this period, he hosted a 7-day banquet for all the inhabitants of Susa. On the final day, in high spirits, the king commanded Queen Vashti to appear before him and his guests to show off her beauty. Vashti refused to come, which angered the king. After consulting his advisors, Ahasuerus decreed Vashti's banishment for her disobedience, fearing her example might encourage other women to disrespect their husbands. Following Vashti's deposition, a search was conducted for her replacement. Esther, a young Jewish woman of stunning beauty, was brought to the palace. She was an orphan raised by her cousin Mordecai, who instructed her to hide her Jewish identity. Esther found favor in the eyes of the king and was crowned queen, yet she kept her heritage secret. Esther becomes queen. Mordecai, while sitting at the king's gate, overheard and foiled a plot to assassinate King Ahasuerus, an act recorded in the royal chronicles. Around the same time, Haman, an arrogant advisor to the king, was promoted. All the king's servants were commanded to bow to Haman, but Mordecai refused. Enraged by Mordecai's defiance, Haman plotted to destroy not only against Mordecai, but against all Jews in the empire. He convinced the king to issue a decree for their destruction, according to Esther 3 verses 5 to 15. Discovering Mordecai's Jewish identity, Haman decided to destroy all the Jews in the kingdom. He cast lots, Purim, to choose the date for this massacre, and convinced the king to issue a decree for the extermination of the Jews, offering a large sum of money for the royal treasury. Mordecai learned of the decree and donned sackcloth and ashes. Esther, distressed by Mordecai's state, sent clothes to him, but he refused them and urged her to beg for mercy from the king. Though initially hesitant because approaching the king uninvited could mean death, Esther agreed and asked all Jews in Susa to fast for 3 days in preparation. After 3 days of fasting, Esther approached King Ahasuerus, who extended his golden scepter to her, sparing her life. The king who welcomed her and offered to grant any request up to half his kingdom. She invited the king and Haman to a banquet, where she promised to reveal her request. She invited the king and Haman to a banquet, where she revealed her Jewish identity and exposed Haman's plot. Meanwhile, Haman, proud of his exclusive invitation, built a gallows to hang Mordecai, whom he hated deeply. At Esther's second banquet, she revealed her Jewish identity and Esther pleaded for her people. She accused Haman of plotting to destroy her people. That night, the king could not sleep and had the royal records read to him. He learned Mordecai had never been rewarded for foiling the assassination plot. When Haman came to ask permission to hang Mordecai, the king first asked Haman what should be done for a man the king wished to honor. Thinking it was himself, Haman suggested a royal parade. To his horror, the king instructed Haman to honor Mordecai in this way. The king, enraged by Haman's deceit, ordered Haman to be hanged on the very gallows he had prepared for Mordecai. Although the decree against the Jews could not be revoked, Ahasuerus allowed Mordecai and Esther to write another decree, granting the Jews the right to defend themselves against their enemies. Mordecai was appointed to Haman's position, and Esther pleaded with the king to revoke Haman's decree. Since a royal decree could not be reversed, a new decree was issued, allowing Jews to defend themselves against their enemies. They did so with great success. Mordecai became a revered leader, second only to King Ahasuerus, and sought the welfare of his people. The Jews triumphed over their foes throughout the empire, and the days of victory were declared a holiday called Purim, celebrated by Jews around the world to this day as a time of joy and feasting, remembering their deliverance according to Esther 9 verses 1 to 32. The book of Esther is unique not only because it never explicitly mentions God, but also because it highlights the role of individuals in God's providence. Esther and Mordecai's actions demonstrate that bravery and wisdom can influence history. Esther's bravery in the face of potential death teaches the importance of courage and faith in challenging circumstances. Esther's story encourages maintaining one's identity and loyalty to one's community and faith, even in foreign and often hostile environments. It remains a powerful testament to the impact one courageous individual can have, affirming the themes of justice, the reversal of fortune, and the importance of communal. Esther, though initially a seemingly ordinary Jewish girl, shows remarkable courage when she risks her life to save her people from a planned genocide. Her boldness in approaching King Xerxes, despite the law that anyone who approached the king without being summoned could be put to death, encourages Christians to be courageous in standing up for what is right, even when the stakes are high. Her story is a powerful testament to the belief in divine timing. Her ascension to queen seems fortuitous, but later proves to be pivotal for the deliverance of her people. This aspect of her story encourages believers to trust in God's timing, even when circumstances might seem coincidental or uncertain. Esther does not immediately reveal her Jewish identity or the threat against her people to the king. Instead, she strategically invites Xerxes and Haman to 2 banquets, building suspense and favor in the king's eyes before making her plea. This exemplifies the use of wisdom and strategic planning, teaching that faith is also about using intellect and prudence. She interceded for her people is a central theme. Her willingness to act as an intercessor, pleading before the king for the lives of her people, serves as a model for Christian advocacy and prayer on behalf of others. The story underscores the belief in God's providential care over the lives of his people. The dramatic turn of events, from Haman's plans to exterminate the Jews to his own downfall and the Jews' eventual victory, showcases a theme of hope and the belief that God is working behind the scenes for the good of those who trust in him. Esther's cousin Mordecai reminds her that she may have come to her royal position for such a time as this. Esther 4:14, suggesting that her rise to queen was part of a divine plan. This notion that God has a purpose for each person, often connected to their unique position and identity, is an encouragement to Christians to seek and fulfill God's purpose in their lives. Thank you for watching. Keep trusting, keep praying, and keep believing. Until next time, stay in the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspirational videos. Your support is highly appreciated. God bless you.